you can't go to Florida. You better not go to Florida.
Hold up, matter of fact. T, you can grab my phone?
Yeah, you can't go to Florida.
T, you grab my phone? Oh,
No.
we don't do that cootie stuff. My fault. You want to do? Oh, now you know if you want to do from my page or live, or you want to do both of them.
Show 'em that I'm from the west side. Hop off the porch, tell rail to fall through. Nigga died on either corner you walk to. Lock every door as soon as you walk through. Women that set you up, watching you talk to, watching you late with. Nobody safe, it's the perfect place to plot on your enemy. How many shots fired from planes would have the liberty? Tell me how many lives get to survive the enemy. At the summertime as kids, we throw stones. We just wanted the ball, they tell us to go home. 10 minutes later, it's lead in the ozone. Yellow tape body coated to snow cone. We so numb. Walk in the house, get in the bed. So many dreams drowned in lean, they look dead. So many
Shout
G's, need more hands to name a few. To this day, I never stepped foot in a new. Whole nother side, but it felt like
Shout
an
out to
hour. 12 with crack in my mouth, it was wild.
One, two.
Lucky that 12 wasn't out, it was time. Now look, never got down and shining. With the whole world watching, whole world watching. Show 'em that I'm from the west side, from the west side. With the whole world watching, whole world watching. Show 'em that I'm from the west side. With the whole world watch, whole world watch. Show you that I'm from the east side, from the east side. With the whole world watch, whole world watch. Show you that I'm from the east side. Shouts to my nigga Shy Lee. We some young fly niggas and we represent the east side. Where shifty niggas stunt just to get penetration like NFL D-lines. Should've had your head spinning like a beehive. Homicide by the crazy as the beehive. I remember after school, holla at my nigga Booze before my nigga sold his green G ride. And I used to test my bitches on T9. Front street, see a knock car speed by. Up at school, Joe Plumber try to free minds. Man, I swore that brother he could read minds. But when I take a look inside, it's a way different world where I come from, where everybody's Sinbad. No Huxtable homes, little niggas with the chrome. It's a weed, it's the pills, and they gym bag. Cops kicking indoors, little girls turn to whores, little niggas turn to killers, floating with spaz. So they become a muscle for the old heads, hustle while they get cash. So nigga, don't you get tagged, niggas post on Mike and Neil, the brothers. Second Street is Cornell shop for Yummy. 700 block of banging grip. Max and Sandal, white t-shirt 6. Eastern Netherwood, gorilla pimps. Downtown all the zombies walk the strip. Just a teen I never saw a fiend. Couldn't understand why they lean. But it's riddled all across the scene. Ain't no pain like hearing mother scream. So many folks done gave up on their dreams. But we down here where we still chasing cream. R.I.P. my niggas flipping milk. Darnell bitch, we know your presence felt. Ride down 6, you might just stop the car. On Richmond, you might just see Shamar. Chop it up and then you hit Umar. St. Mary, sometimes he bought the bar. Hit the shell, my homie caught the Dutch. Split the shit and then he dumped the guts.
Shout out to all my barber, shout out to all my stylists. We are Biz and Ballheads, getting everything together. Yo, we on. Know how I checked? How I checked to see the Facebook? Right there. All right. Yo, we looking real fancy. Sometimes you know it's gonna take some time to us to catch up to this fancy flyness that's going on. Got the flies guy to the left of me. True lies. Why? Make sure you talk to your mic.
Over here, man.
Yeah.
Yo.
I got the Soul Survivor Barry in the building.
Yo, what's up?
Mr. Aggie Pride, Cousin D in the building.
Howdy. Temperature's rising.
We back on the IG. Shout out to everybody checking in on the IG. I got T holding it down. What's up, T?
Hey.
We're missing you over here. You know, man, it's been a lot of things that's going on. We're going to talk about everything that's been popping from the Nick Cannon. That's a hot topic. We're going to talk about your boy Yeezy TJ. You got his kicks on now?
Nah.
He does not.
I don't have no
his kicks on
Adidas
now.
Yeezys. Never had them.
We're going to talk about a lot of things. You know, everybody been hitting that beach, too. Everybody been out there having fun.
Yes, sir.
Doing all types of fly things. Got one thing to start it off. I asked my young boy today, we're going to do this real light, how do you holler at a woman with the mask on and with this COVID going on? To me, it sounds kind of, how do you do it? Because you can start off and you see the lady looking like this. Like, yeah, D might be on his walk in the morning, his jog in the morning. Do you ever see? I know you see deer and wild turkey. Do you see this right here?
Nah, nothing like that.
Nothing like that. You might not see. TJ, what about you? You've been on your fitness running,
I ain't see that.
so you might see this. You be like, yo, what do you do? Because Barry, I don't want you to run into this right here. If they take that mask off, how do you approach
Ay, caramba.
the woman? Cause yo, we still are attracted to ladies. We still want to say what's good. Do we? Or am I playing? Maybe not us right here. Just talking men in general.
I'm saying, you look at the other picture he showed.
I'm just saying, we saw
I
with this.
mean-
We don't. You don't know what's going to be behind
don't
mask
know,
number one.
but-
You got to try to catch them in mask transition, like when they getting out the car into the store before they put it on, while they walk into the door. You know,
Her body look kind of aight. Yo, look below the chin. Look that necklace down. That body look aight right there.
I think if a
hit the
female,
alarm button.
I think
There.
I think a female.
Neck down?
Nah, I mean that's gotta be superimposed anyway.
Nah. We know this is not really her face.
You never
but
know.
You know, if you had some Cisco that night, if you had some Mad Dog, you know that might be what her face looks
Them
like.
some chompers.
It might just look like that. You might have to get an orthodontist for her, but you thought she was this. But initially,
Now if it's that, I mean, I don't know.
you said you
Might
You
do
go
some
with it?
laps, Be like, hey,
yeah, the
if
Invisalign.
you do this on your form, you might knock a few seconds off your quarter mile there.
You might help her out. You going personal trade, D? Y'all, tell me how are people still dating? Are they? How do you even approach?
I think
a
right
woman
now,
right
tell
now,
you
what's
the truth,
going on?
I don't think people really want to be approached at this particular point.
Yeah, unless you're just reckless, you probably haven't met nobody new in the past few months.
It's hard for me to believe a female really wants you to start talking to her right now.
So my young boy said to me, he said I was out at Seaside Heights, and he said I saw a group. He's like, I'm with a few of my guys. I had a bottle of Henny. I said straight up, he's like, yo, anybody want some Henny shots? The girls come up to him, he pouring a little Henny shot. Here. Conversation breaking bread. They exchange their phone numbers, IGs, and all that. They wasn't caring about no COVID, no
I mean,
none
those
of
are thoughts, though. I mean,
it.
it's,
It is. I'm not saying the women that we want,
if you
but
look at it this way, people still rolling up, and you gotta lick your blunt.
people are still for all those people who are smoking.
yeah, for some people who do that, some people might keep it to themselves and
There you go.
very
Some people may.
straightforward.
Yeah.
I, for one, will be one of those people. Like, no, my brother, you got to get your own.
I have to tell you, if you right now, I say for the people that I know, no one's sharing.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Nope. He basically it's like this. There's a gathering, and everyone has their own.
Right.
Just like how we have our own cup when we sipping.
No, but there's still girls out there taking bottles to the mouth. Like,
It
pouring
is
shots.
people
Like,
still
come on
doing that
now.
type of
I
behavior.
seen people from Plainfield still going to Florida. So hey,
They shut down a
I
whole
see
lot of countries.
places, people going a lot of places. Like, I don't know, Florida's a hot spot. I can't say no. I'm going to Mexico for a wedding, but I think it's kind of different out there.
Shout out to a few people on the check-in. Shout out to Candace on the check-in. Shout out to Bill Blast on the check-in. Yeah, we got True Lies. He's back in the building. We need you back in the building too, Bill. And shout out to my man Ray.
because Bill talking to me right now.
Shout out to my girl Sweet
Bill
Pink
on
in the
some
building.
bullshit.
Shout out to Ray in the building. You know, yo,
Bill won't fuck around the call.
Yo, Bill, you might just have to call, let us know how you feel with a few things. You know, one of the topics for tonight, you know, a lot of people, it was discussed well on the morning show, the Man Cave, when I say the morning show, I'm talking about the Man Cave morning show. We're talking about Nick Cannon, and a whole lot of other podcasts and media outlets have been talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to transition to a few different things, but I'm like, it's a thin line between integrity and incarceration. How much is your pride worth? How powerful is an apology? Because he's not the only person who has done something in this media who had to retract, had to apologize. But some people, we looked at him different.
Right.
We had to look at him different, like, yo, why did he do that? You know, I saw you put up the post, TJ, and a lot of us seen what Nick Cannon's going through when it had to come, the backlash he received from his own people
I knew it was coming.
with that apology. How do y'all feel as far as him apologizing?
He has to.
Why does he have to?
Because I mean, apparently he offended a lot of people, and you can't not apologize in this environment today because us as black people are asking white people to apologize for things they said and done or have done in the past. So why can't another group ask for an apology when they felt disrespected about something that he totally was in the wrong for? And
Then now that is the dilemma.
Yeah, there you go.
That is.
That's the dilemma right there. What you
That's
just
it
said.
right
you
there.
think?
Yes, because
100%.
there's a lot of people that felt like he didn't say anything wrong,
No doubt.
and he had a lot of support.
Well,
He had a
I
lot of
think he
support
kinda-
before he apologized. He didn't really have to. He didn't have to apologize. And that's what the thing was. He didn't have to apologize in the eyes of people because they felt like, we got you, Nick. There's a lot of
I
powerful
think
people
his guests
backing
had a
him.
lot to do with that too. Like his guest is kind of more outspoken on that subject too. So
So boom, like
his
you
guest
just
might have, got him a little amped up
I
and
hear
say
what you
something,
said.
but somebody could
Nah,
say
Nick
things in the
Nick
wrong
believes
way.
that because think about it. Deshaun Jackson said the same thing 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
now.
Who you think is more informed on it to start with?
They
Deshaun
both
Jackson
they
or
both
Nick?
know.
They both know, and we can feel okay. That's the truth.
There's a lot of people
But-
who felt like Nick didn't say anything wrong at all.
Even if he said anything wrong, if he said something right, was it worth it? You already got public enemy number one, no pun intended, when you had Professor Griff.
I mean, he still lost the job regardless.
Yeah,
so.
he already, and now this is my thing. He already had someone who had a target on their back from the media, felt the backlash when we talk about Professor Griff from Public Enemy. Right here, it was been times when Professor Griff, and you look, he always been on his own. He already think about the Jews and everybody right now while everybody else is saying cheese. He said, no, that's a Jewish camera. I can't even smile. That's how he's looking in this picture right here. He already felt strong about his beliefs, and when he said certain things in certain comments about 89, they could have been very well true. But he caught that backlash, and he's just now starting to get back on platforms and speaking his piece. Now, Nick Cannon employs so many black people, from blacks to gays to whites. He employs so many people.
I think that's more of the problem too.
And with that, you hold a certain accountability with that position. So, all right, all these other people were saying, "Oh man, why'd you apologize?" And our people have them. Do we really have them? Now, if he says I need a GoFundMe to replace all these millions that I'm losing off this, are we gonna give Nick $5?
Well, Diddy already offered to put him on revolt.
Did he? Did he absolutely did?
But the
Put
thing
him
is,
on
Nick,
revolt,
Nick
but does he
doesn't-
own all of Wild and Out?
No, he doesn't. But
That I
Nick,
don't know.
he doesn't. But Nick doesn't need money. The people that he employs need money.
Absolutely. So by him just not caring because he wanted to make this point across in public, does he still roll with that?
My question.
Because now he's losing the money that he needs to really be there for our people. We're living at a time right now where we got a lot of capping going on. We got a lot of cute quote posts. Yeah, stay black. Keep it real. But we need that financial dollar.
Did he apologize to get his job back?
Damage control.
He's never going to get his
He ain't
job.
got
back.
that.
just
He don't
asking,
need
what
that
was
job
the-
back, but
What was the point of him apologizing? He already fired. That's my question.
pressure
For the next job.
or-
For Fox.
For the next
No,
job.
For
Well,
Fox.
no,
He had to
didn't-
apologize
Fox
for Fox.
didn't fire him though. Fox
No,
kept
that's what I'm
him
saying.
on.
In order for him to keep that job, they made him apologize. Because they're like, yo, look, we're going to have to use some damage
He
control.
don't even
we don't
need
want to
that
fire
job though.
Don't.
Why does he not need that job?
Because
What
he,
else is going to
Which one?
compensate?
Which one?
What else is going to compensate
Fox?
financially?
He don't
Is
need
that
it.
what the Masked Singer is on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
Why do we feel he doesn't need it? Because we know he's
Hold on,
rich?
hold on. Yeah, you don't need it. Do you want it? Do you want to keep streams of income? He'd be fine if he made another. He'd be fine.
He would. But what about Jess Hilarious on that show? Or somebody else who's getting that outlet and now their career is gone?
Well,
Or Big
that
Baby.
I agree with.
Yeah.
And so you
Darren
do it.
Brand.
You kind of you apologize for your people, not for
So
you.
basically he's saying we still gonna be running in place depending on these people. That's what we saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the case, then what are we doing?
Nothing.
We have to play the game.
Well, how long do you play the game?
What are we doing then? What is all
Like-
this
like-
empowerment stuff if we still saying we're gonna have to apologize for things we do believe in?
And not
Great
even
point.
What's the
believing.
point?
And hold on, Barry. Not even believing. You can open a history book.
I'm just saying he believed in what he said and he changed his mind. He actually believed what he was agreeing with himself and he changed his view in public.
I'm with you there, and he did that for a reason. But what I'm saying is, like, if you open a history book, literally, Like
We don't
that
need
stuff
to,
happened.
What, the Holocaust?
No, I'm talking like when he's talking about they're being savages or like hurting people and doing all that stuff to them, like
Oh,
us.
the Jewish people?
No, black. He's talking about them in general. He didn't. I don't think he specifically said them. What he said was that that we're the real one, the real Jews. That's
No
what
doubt.
he said.
No doubt.
He actually really never said nothing negative about them, to be honest.
But when he said the ones who do not have the melanin, once you're saying that, you're pretty much calling out the white people. He was smooth with it. He was real
That's
smooth.
my thing what Nick could have did with his apology if he felt like he needed to apologize or whatever. You didn't have to apologize for everything that you said. You could have. It's levels to apologies.
Uh-huh.
You could have been like, you know what? I might have said this recklessly out of emotion, but that doesn't mean that I don't believe this, that, and the third. I think the fact that he backpedaled faster than Deion Sanders, no way.
But did he apologize
Shout out to
for
Mike.
something that he said, or did he apologize
To
if
take that
he
mask
if
off,
he
they said they
offended
can't.
anyone?
No, he apologized for what he said. Period. He said I was caught up in my emotions. I was informed. He basically said everything he said. He didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. That's basically what his apology was like.
He went Kanye.
I was just saying what I was saying because
Nick went Kanye?
Professor Griffith's sitting there. So since my man sitting there, I was showing off for him. I didn't believe nothing I was saying.
Like
Well,
I just
but-
said, like I
yo.
said, the guest.
That's
might
bullshit.
have-
No, he believed that before.
That's
He
bullshit.
believed-
yo.
he believed that before he
So,
said
that.
so,
But
so, if
he
Snoop
might have
Dogg
been
sitting
smart
next to
enough to
me,
not
I'm cripping now.
Say as much
I'm
or
repping
go back and
Crips.
forth.
No,
Yeah.
Nick
Come
Cannon
on,
been
man.
saying stuff like this.
He has. Nick has.
Like-
Nick been saying that we the original man forever.
He
Forever.
been saying stuff like he wears a turban.
I'm about to
Yeah.
say that. It's
Yeah.
the reason why
Just
he
think about
wearing
that.
that turban.
Now, the
I gotta
thing
go
is,
back and watch the whole thing.
yeah, y'all,
I can't. You probably can't find it though.
it's hard to find,
You
but
can-
it's still a
somebody
few.
recorded it, but yeah, they deleted it. He deleted it.
It's still a few out there. We got some people on the check-in. Bill Blast saying Joe took up for Nick and said some real edge.
I want to show the clip. I could load it for you.
Okay. He said they already fired him while I apologized.
That's my point.
And the reason why, because it was not Viacom who he apologized for. It's Fox. So are we about to
No.
lose all?
No, where did he say anything about Fox?
No, he apologized for the Fox network.
But what
That's
I'm
what he apologized for.
Well, why would we think that?
Why, no, where, that's what I'm asking. Where are you getting that from?
Is the man
No,
Singer
that's a
his
fact.
show?
That's what he did.
But where are you getting that from?
The-
Is
well,
the Masked
it's in my
Singer, is
phone.
that
bro.
his show?
He said that.
Yeah, he apologized
he
for
said
Fox.
he said on behind. You know
Yeah.
what? He mentioned Fox.
Yo,
Is that what
nah,
you're saying?
Fox
Yeah,
made
I
him
know, but
apologize.
yeah,
I didn't
he
hear
got
that.
Okay.
Yeah, so to inform y'all,
I
I'm
didn't-
sorry. Fox made him apologize. Now we got Keisha on the check, and Keisha said this is why we need our own in higher places. I'm gonna get to that as well.
You
We
can't-
got-
you can't.
We got Prince on the check, and he said, "You're right. Why, word why I apologize after getting fired." And Bill said he don't need him. You know, Melvin said,
the whole
Melvin,
point,
shout out to
yo.
Melvin
He
Mel.
didn't
Melvin
have
Mel
to.
said he had to apologize. Now I got Candace on the check, and she said Nick Candace Wildin' Out was the only show keeping the MTV network alive. Jason, I like the way they said my name just now. Said who really watches MTV? It all comes down to the almighty dollar. And I got my man Syfe said he can't lose all the checks. Are we gonna lose all the checks? Are we gonna lose our
Yes,
bank?
it's time to sacrifice. He don't need to say he's worth 50-something million, man.
And look,
he's
somebody-
worth 50-something million.
Hold on, and let me say this. That's easy for me to say, so I'm not. That's why I'm not criticizing him.
Man,
It's
listen,
easy. It's
man.
easy for me to say.
Yo,
I'm not going to criticize him for that.
You know what? This
But-
is why.
but-
if
but-
the people that can empower, the
Barry
people that
has the
can-
right answer.
The people that can lift us up are punks. We ain't got a chance.
Barry
man.
got the right answer, but
We don't
but
stand a
Barry,
chance.
but
What's
Barry,
that?
here's,
If the people that can lift us up, the people that have the money,
Mm-hmm.
are scared,
it's not about
is
money.
scared
But bruh,
take that chance to
it's-
lose.
they're scared
not-
of losing. What are they gonna lose? You already established.
Actually-
Nick can't go broke. He can't go broke.
So
but
you're
like,
trying to
yo,
say that their wealth is strong enough where
Jay,
Yes.
they
yo,
take that risk
that's how you
Yes.
feel.
and
Jay,
lose
can I give you a
it.
Yeah,
scripture?
They can
no.
bounce
What is he
back.
gonna
That applies.
lose though?
Hold
What is
up.
he gonna lose? He got a foundation
it
already.
apply though.
All right, so we
You
got
give me 50 million, I'm never going broke, and none of my people's going broke again.
Now-
because we can generate money now. We got it.
You know, I feel where you coming from, B. I feel where everyone's coming from. T about to lay a scripture, you know, to match this up. Y'all know I know.
I'm
only
gonna
thou
just say
shalt
because
not
this
kill.
so
Exodus
people because it's gonna
20:13,
apply
menace.
it's gonna apply directly to Nick Cannon.
No doubt. Let's hear it.
So this is in Matthew chapter 19. It said, Jesus said unto him, if thou be perfect, go and sell all that thou hast. So go sell all your shit and give it to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he said, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Jesus to his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter the kingdom of heaven. And what he mean by that is like he could tell the truth all he want, but you got to sacrifice for that truth. And he wasn't willing to do that. So he wasn't really ready to follow.
That's all I'm
I
saying.
feel you. And know what? I feel all y'all on that, right? He got snapped up. Thanks.
That's all I'm saying.
Now, let's look at it a different way. He said what he said, right? What he said could have been the truth. What he did do, he lost all this money and lost a great situation. Now, if he said it or not, it's like when we was kids, you punch somebody and then you have to apologize later for it. That punch, you still punched them, they still felt it. But you worried about, okay, what's going to happen later? Maybe your parents, will you get suspended? But you still had to do what you had to do. The damage is already done. He already made his truth and made his statement. So now, does he continue doing that?
You know what?
Or does, look, I said it. Oh, now what I got to do to keep my financial freedom, and when I mean financial freedom, my freedom on in media, I need that money. I need this backing to continue doing it at this high level. We can go to Revolt. Revolt ain't cutting them checks. Revolt is not even BET. Know what BET had to do?
Sell the
Switch to
Viacom.
Viacom. BET used to be a network that went off at 10 o'clock, and you had gospel and infomercials after that you were
And
watching.
BET Uncut. Don't forget BET
That's when they sold it. They sold it by that point. So they didn't have the money generated. We are in a game that is owned by Jews.
It shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be, but it is what it is.
It's not.
So
It shouldn't be.
but
you can't accept it is what it is. We can't accept
it's
that.
not even about accepting it. It's about knowing where you are. Just
we
like
can
I
move
did.
from it.
How? We don't have those answers.
Why we can't? Why we don't have them?
Oh, there's an answer.
Why we don't have them? Because it's product, right? You have to have a product to sell. We're the product, right? No product, no money. So who controlling the product? The people that's the product.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't understand how is this so hard. Kyrie's saying the same thing. We can't start our own league. Why not? We the players.
It's
If we decide to go to another entity, what are they gonna have to do? Come to where we are.
Because we don't know who we are. And until we answer that
We
question,
think the cameras are gonna come. They're gonna go. They're not gonna say, "Okay, NBA, we all leaving. We're gonna go do another ABA."
Look at the big three.
NBA still gonna stay there with those leftover players?
this gonna be a
no.
good Kanye segue.
They're gonna the cameras are gonna move. The networks are gonna
No,
move
I
over
already
to the
see how it's
ABA. Come on, man. Somebody got to.
and the thing
Come
is,
on.
right now we're all emotional.
nah.
The thing
No,
with
no,
that
but not saying
Barry
that
is,
we're not
though,
right.
Those leagues
No, there's
aren't
not
going to
even no
have the
emotions.
endorsement deals that the NBA has.
Why
or the
not?
or the television
Why
deals
not?
that the NBA
So where they gonna go? Where the endorsement
can't go
deals are gonna
nowhere
go?
until they get that.
So they
They'll
don't want
get
the money.
small- they'll get-
They don't want to
they
make
might find
money.
a small
You
time
think
deal.
Nike don't want to make money?
You might find a small time deal, but it's
Who?
more loops than that. It's more loopholes.
Show me
than
the
that.
loops.
We
Help
just
me
scared. We
understand.
scared.
Help me
And-
understand
and-
this,
and
y'all.
to help you understand,
Yeah,
because it's
y'all
not
do.
because what I'm saying is not from what's right.
This isn't for us.
It's not. I'm not coming from an angle from what's right. It's coming from look. We need to know the game
Right?
on what we're in.
Why are we playing the game?
Because look,
Why?
this is why. This is why.
The game's been being
This is
played
what it
since
is.
the
Now,
end of
but
slavery,
just
my
think-
brother.
but just
this
think
is
about
what
how we
happened.
accepted
This is
that,
what I mean
though.
by the game. Like me, I study and we got communication degrees. Now, if we're going to get into this, what we're getting into is media. Now, if we're getting into media, media is owned by the Jews. Period. So if this is what we want to do, we have to know what we're getting into. This is what we're getting into. So as much as we can say, well, yo, we can get our own, we can do this and that. True, we can. But how do we get there?
By building.
No.
By starting.
But now,
You know why that's not the answer though? Because then Black Wall Street got burned down. So that's not even the answer either. It's deeper than all this, man.
the answer might not come tonight, but will we have the questions? Yeah. And I'm just trying to explain what type of game that we're in. So even a Puffy, who's one of the most successful, even a Master P, one of the most successful, a 50 Cent, one of the most successful, they had to merger with them to get that extra level. So we can
Look at-
have
look
the
at
money.
Oprah's
They
network.
had to do
I
it.
agree what we
It's not-
had to do.
So,
I get
and we
that
still
part.
have to do it
I
to
don't-
a degree.
that's the part I don't
Just
get.
to a degree.
That's the part I
Big-
don't get.
it's-
we don't own
it's
anything. We don't
convenient.
we don't have any resources.
That's the reason why. We don't own it. That's why this is not our game.
But I'm saying, so you mean to tell me that because of who we are, we can't get them to give? That's
Yeah.
what you saying?
Yeah,
You saying
well,
that we saying that they have all the control? We can't make them budge? Like, look, y'all gonna have to meet us halfway, or we're all going to lose money. All of us.
That the problem is this ain't about
They'll
money.
let you go to that because their money is a little bit longer. than
Okay,
got
so
it.
that's what I'm saying. So it's not like they won't give.
This ain't,
So-
this ain't about money though.
That's the whole point. Why is it ever about money? That's
so
the problem.
boom. So now,
That's the problem.
now,
right
this
there.
is why. So we can say
Because probably
I-
8 out of 10 athletes.
I'm a
that's
shout-
all they're geared about is money.
I'm gonna shout out my man Syfe. Syfe said we don't have
That's no
enough
problem.
equity
Mm.
yet.
Mhm.
Yet, keyword, not to play the game.
Who in Monopoly sells all their property?
I understand Monopoly.
The person
I-
trying to win.
No. Who sells it? You lease it.
Oh, you said who sells?
Who sells all their property? You buy all the property. When do you sell it?
I don't
So how
know,
we gonna
man.
have
I
enough
cheated
equity?
Monopoly.
When we gonna have enough equity?
I
Who
do.
gonna sell it?
I don't
They
know.
ain't gonna sell it.
They're
not.
not going to sell it. To your point, they're not.
How?
So,
How?
so
Tell me.
So now, and we're gonna work backwards a little bit. So, and I don't even want to go fully to Ye. Now, when Ye was talking to Sway, and the big quote was, the big quote was, "How, Sway? How?" What that was the question?
I don't know what the question was.
No, what was Ye saying?
He said house. What? How?
How, Sway? How? You don't have the answers. It's not Ralph though. That's one of my favorite things. I love Ralph Lauren. Now, when he means it's not Ralph though, he's talking about the quality. So you could just do your own shirts. You could just do your own jeans. It doesn't work like that. We don't have the financial capital to keep it going. Now, when we see clothes at Marshalls, when we see we get our Ralph Lauren for cheap, we get our Gucci for cheap, and we're like, yo, we call it a sale. They can afford to take the hit for it to not sell inside the shelves at their headquarters and all that. For an independent person, they can't keep taking those hits. What's going to happen, you're finally going to have to either sell your whole company or you're going to go bankrupt
Tell me why they can take those hits.
because they have generational wealth.
How did they get it?
How did they get it? Well, however they got it.
Own it.
So was Nick Cannon wrong?
I'm not saying Nick Cannon was wrong. What I'm saying is, let's know this money that he needs more. You just can't just play the independent game or when you want to be at a higher degree, at higher quality. You're not going to get that quality. Yo, know what? We could do everything. Nick Cannon could do his own show with his own cameras. And how's he really going to reach the masses like he did now? How many of us are really going to
Hold on.
watch it?
He just
Because
did.
he can do it on YouTube. There's other platforms. that
Yo,
are
who owns
jump
YouTube?
on to do it.
Who in charge of
To
YouTube?
me, it just
Oh,
sounded
you already
like
know.
we fighting a
But
losing battle.
what
I
I'm saying
feel
is,
you on that one, B.
That's
Yeah,
So you
so-
got to pick and choose your battles.
That's
No,
what it sound like.
but what I'm saying is-
Jeffrey's
I-
phone number,
I don't
text
feel that
messages,
way,
and
but
the
that's
what it
link
sound
to
like.
No,
whatever
it always
he's
goes
making.
back to the same thing.
What's up?
There's always going to go back to the same answer. You can't win this way. You can't beat them the way they beat you. Like, you can't win that way. You can't.
You're going to have to find another way. And it said, Keisha says, same argument for why we don't own grocery stores in neighborhoods or why Cosby couldn't buy his network of professional, black professional team owners. They have old money and old power for generations. Absolutely. And I thank you, Keisha. And Bill on the check, and Bill's talk about Nick been playing the game well for over 20 years. It's time, Nick. And I feel Nick on that. My thing is, just know the consequences of when you are playing this game. And us, while we're watching it, let's not just all speak from emotion. Let's take time to learn about it and see, yo, this is what's going on. I was talking to my people from Hollywood last night, some of my good brothers, and I wanted them to come on. And they really couldn't say too much. Off air, we had the best conversation.
No one
Very
can, 'cause they
informative.
scared. Everyone's scared.
I got somebody calling in from the 7-7. No, Biz and Ballheads. Who we got on the line?
This is Hank Chambers.
Got Hank, what's going on? How would you like to chime in?
What's up with you?
Colin.
Yeah, I was just calling to chime in.
Your phone going out.
Your phone breaking up
Yeah.
a little bit, Hank. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I wanted to talk about, first I want to say shout out to my roommate, B.
Oh, what's good, yo?
Yeah, what's up with you? Now, what I want to say is, the question is, are we willing? Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, take Tyler Perry, for example. He's bagged up by Oprah and all them. He got his own thing down there. Now, if we can support each other without trying to take from one another, we could do it. That's why these other races are surviving, man. They might not like each other, but they're going to support each other.
And they've been doing it for a long time.
To keep us down.
A long time they have. Thank you, Hank, on that one right there. For a long time. It's not a new type of support. They've been supporting each other for a long. They came in this game
That's
together.
it.
When they came to America, they made this media. It's not even
they
a
have
new
a-
support.
That's the key, Hank.
But they have a history before
That's the key.
America.
That is key. Thank you for
That's
that.
what I'm saying. We can do it.
Everyone else has a
We
history
going-
before America.
Obviously, yeah, definitely.
Hey, I want to say thank you for the check-in. We about to get back to it. Please, thank you for that note right there, and please chime in on the chat if you can.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Keep watching. We appreciate you.
Y'all be safe.
You too. Now, absolutely, we're gonna have to support each other. I don't want to get off this just yet, but we have to learn like what is really worth it for your freedom. Sometimes you're gonna have to suck it up, even if you felt you were right or wrong, integrity or not. Sometimes you have to do it. Now, the difference is what he did was, I guess, I don't think when he was saying it for our people. I don't think he was trying to make a statement, trying to like be extra with it. I think he was just speaking from what's his heart and what he was educated about. Now you got some people, got people like T.I., got people like 50. We talking about verses. I ain't gonna talk about the verses when I was set up, when the game was fixed by the general the other day, and I didn't lose, but maybe I just didn't win. You know, that's what happened. Now we got these two.
Learn to lose gracefully.
We got these two phenomenal artists. Great artists when it comes to MCing in the hip hop game, to acting, to moguls. T.I. and 50 got the highest respect for the two of them.
That's
But
like 04.
it's like 04. They still, True Lies, can you be their stylist, please? I think they still don't have it all the way together, but that's another story. Now,
No, T.I. is okay. It's 50.
T.I. getting
50
better.
is terrible.
T.I. getting better. Y'all.
T.I. was never terrible. 50 has always been terrible.
Does 50 still wear that shirt right now?
Top 5, dead or alive, worst dressed.
Is he wearing Jordan jeans with this shirt?
50 do not care, yo.
Yo, but so boom. Now, it was times in their career where they have had actions that backfired on them. And they had to make a choice. What am I going to do now? We all know about the T.I. case, if some people don't, when he caught that gun charge. And when he caught that gun charge, one of the things, so now he's facing, damn near about 10 years fed time? Something like that?
Probably more than
when
that.
that happened?
Probably more
When
than
that
that.
happened. Maybe about 10 years for a gun charge. Now, T.I.'s gangster. T.I. is Bankhead. We know about T.I. What are you going to do for your freedom? So one of the things they get offered them proposition, you got to do all these community service hours. And one of the parts when he did the community service hours, he had to do a tip hotline.
Oh, he had to play the game.
There you go. See where I'm going with it. So he had to do the tip hotline. Now he is working with the who?
The boys.
But it wasn't.
He is working with the boys.
But it wasn't okay to play the game then.
Now, see my point, T?
Oh no, I'm here.
Yo, so what T.I. did, he had to play the game. And hey y'all, this T.I., they call me Tip, and another type of tip that you could do when y'all see crime. For Crime Stoppers, you can call this, and you can be anonymous, and you can get a reward, and it's expeditiously if you do it. All that.
But that's been hanging over his head for years.
It has been hanging over here. But know what would have been worse? If he was in jail for that 10, would T.I. be where he is right now?
No
No way.
He would nowhere be where he is right now.
No doubt.
Yeah, so in the hood, yo, he caught some flack. In the hip hop game, some people called him some flack. But yo, he had
Could
to,
be bigger.
huh?
There's a chance he could be bigger.
After 10 years
He-
out the
he-
game, if he
That build up.
if he would have, I never seen anyone
He
bounce
was
back.
he
like
was
that.
on top of the world.
She came out and she
I don't think he could have got any bigger. He was on top of the world.
He was
when
on top of the world.
when that happened.
If he lost 10 years because he had pride and did not want to apologize,
I don't think
T.I.
he
would have
did
been
the
in the
whole 10.
position of what?
I don't think he would have did the whole 10, maybe 3.
We don't know. But we don't know, but we know what T.I. was facing. T.I. was facing that. Now it's like, okay, I'm facing all these charges, but I got my family. I got the record company. I got Atlantic Records investing in me. I got all these responsibilities. Now all I gotta do is apologize, but I gotta apologize to cops, and I gotta do this, even though my hood status is not what I stand for. But I gotta play this game.
That's understandable as far as the entertainers.
And
I don't
feel
have
like
I don't have a
T.I.'s
big
gotten
stake.
pass for that.
I mean, come on now, he's an entertainer at the end.
It's-
of
I
the
feel
day.
like he's gotten a pass for that too.
Come on,
Like
man.
you know
I
what it
mean,
is.
listen.
Who's gonna try to do that time really?
Listen.
And,
So he gets a pass.
Yes.
then,
Nick doesn't.
No, it's a whole different
no,
story.
Different.
But
It's still
but
play- it's still playing the game.
This
No,
what
it's
I'm
still- it's
saying
still playing
is,
the game.
It's playing now, right now we wasn't mad as black people in 04. We was happy. We had G Unit.
But his is more, Nick Cannon's is more political.
Thank you. Right.
Than street.
Yes. This is a personal game he played with himself. Had nothing to do with anybody else.
I will ask a question about Nick Cannon though.
T.I. playing the game was only about him playing the game. Nick Cannon playing the game affected others.
How?
So Nick can't. So what I'm saying, we're back to T.I. My fault, T. Back to T.I. It still affected others. He still had what was the name of his record company? He still had to employ those people. He still had to take care of the bills to all his Grand Hustle. He still had to take care of his family. It's very similar in a sense, and he had to play the game to do that.
So in that case, we saying
Well, everyone plays the game.
that's the case. We saying snitching shouldn't be looked upon.
I'm not saying that.
So did
I'm not
Why?
saying
That's
that.
so
playing
did
the
the other
game.
dude play the
You're
game?
right.
That's playing the game.
We could take it there.
Snitching is playing the
So
game.
did Takashi play the game?
That's what I'm saying.
He did play the
He
game
did.
Right, so
for
we
his
should,
benefit.
we should give him right. The same thing T.I. did for his benefit.
So
So snitching shouldn't even be looked at because we
And-
saying that you have to play the game.
and
So snitching is part of playing game.
but the thing, this is where it's different.
It's a part of the
different
game.
Ways,
It is.
It's different ways of playing the game. Doesn't
Right.
mean that every single way is going to be honorable,
Right.
but you might have to give up a little bit of integrity, a little bit of your pride to play the game. Now, when you're doing the snitching, me personally, I don't respect that. But does my respect equal dollars for someone else?
Did he
Could be.
snitch on somebody? Or
He said everybody. How that line go in New Jack?
Who?
You feel like doing? I love when you do that, T.
It gotta be like
It
just
gotta be in it. It gotta be in. But no, he snitched on everybody. You said Kareem Hunt?
Okay, but you
Kareem
saying
Akbar.
I'm saying though. So you saying 6ix9ine going to jail not affecting other people?
It did.
Exactly. So that's why he's snitching too.
But-
so the mentality ain't that much different.
It's the mentality.
What
is
he's saying
different
is
to
Nick
a
Cannon.
sense.
What he's saying is Nick Cannon apologized and they snitched and they did it not only for themselves but for other people and the people around them because they have more mouths to feed. I think that's what his point is.
Takashi
Yeah.
got mouths to feed.
No, Takashi.
I'm saying
Takashi wasn't
both
paying those
of
other
them.
people.
We don't
I'm
know
saying-
who he's paying.
No, we do. I done the research.
I'm saying we don't know who he's on his payroll. Him going to jail
Right now?
people is going to lose. People
No,
going to lose
I-
money.
no,
mean the
I
gang
actually did the
members
research
that were
on it.
extorting
I'm talking
him?
about he got people working for him.
No, I
He's
did
a
the research
business.
on. I did the research on that. So the people who he had working for, he put them in jail. That's the difference. People that was rolling with his camp, people that who was employed by him, he put them in jail. He didn't even care because they were all part of the crime. The difference when it comes to Nick Cannon, T.I. was kind of doing it legally, but got caught up in some nonsense, some illegal nonsense.
T.I. man got killed and
None of these
he was running
niggas
around
is
with
going
guns.
to a deco or staffing alternatives for their employees. So all their employees come with a little bit of, dirt too.
Now, boom, D, you make a great point. Some of them still come with dirt, but you still got to play a game to how much are you going to sacrifice when it comes to. Now we got someone like right next to we got 50. 50, we know he come from the streets. 50 was hiring his boys to be down with him. From domination to Bang'em Smurf and all that. But he had a rule on his tour bus. He said, if you fight, you're off the tour. So we had the hood people who was about that life, used to carry the hammers and all that, got rid of him. Now he's running with protection from police.
You gotta protect yourself.
You got to protect yourself. But we in this game in hip-hop when we look like, yo, but you working with the cops now.
So what? He's not telling them nothing. They just strictly watching his back.
You right. But when you got the rapper fan mentality, we looking at him like, yo, man, I don't know about him.
I feel like that's a safer investment for him than getting one of his hothead boys who would get in a fight. Obviously, this happens
Oh, it's
many
smart.
times,
It's smart.
or else he wouldn't have the cops with him now. So
It's smart.
if I got the money for it, I'd rather have the cops securing me too, because now my people don't gotta worry about shit.
Mm-hmm.
They can have a good time and not worry about nobody running up on us because we got a decent amount of protection, and there's nothing wrong with that. You earned that.
Because when he went street and had that situation in Hot 97 and somebody got shot, Game Man got shot, and he gets banned from Hot 97 for a year, he had to have an apology quick so he could still get that back from Interscope. You got to do damage control at a point. Should he have not done that? Because he was street.
My point is this: it's not saying that we shouldn't be apologizing for anything that we do, but it's a difference between apologizing and dancing, and that's my thing. You apologizing, you should be apologizing with explanation.
And who has never not done either, one or the other.
I know.
Anytime something comes up, everybody does at the end of the day. Whether it's they have to or just to save a little bit of face, they coming out of their mouth.
But now
and they're gonna apologize. Or
when we talking political now and the climate of the country,
No,
it's different now. It's not the same anymore. If you picking a side now, you have to pick a side.
You do have to pick a side. But I'll
You
ask
have
you a
to.
question, Jay.
What?
How important was Nick's message if your biggest show, you were willing to part with your biggest show?
Was he willing to part, or they just fired him?
No, I'm saying them.
Uh-huh.
Like how important was that message that you didn't want that out there? That
That's
that
real.
you were willing to get rid of your biggest show.
That's real. And like, how much did we really value you? How much?
That's why you don't
Because
need to
all the
dance.
other BS we could
That's
do
why
so
you
much
don't need
BS
to
on
dance.
TV.
That's
No,
the
it-
point.
But that was unacceptable.
that was the biggest show. But big show or not, they got rid of you like that. Just like that, you're gone. So
So he's saying, if somebody ask a question, if that show can't survive on any other platform,
it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to have that
I
show.
mean, with any other host.
Well, he doesn't own it.
no. The same host, but maybe
Now-
you got a different platform. Like I
It-
said,
now-
He can't take that show.
well, it's
doesn't
not
own
his.
it.
He sold it.
Now, and they
That's
also
what I said. Can that show take off with a different
now
host?
they tried to offer it to DC Young Fly, and DC Young Fly turned it down. He's riding with Nick. Nick helped change his life.
Somebody's gonna take it.
Now that's another
Gary
question.
Owens.
Will that happen? Nah,
Right,
man.
right.
What-
because
so,
the same thing like my man Hank said, we don't support.
are we
each
going to
other.
support each other? Is
Because
somebody else going to
nobody
take
should
over?
take the show. Nobody.
Ryan Seacrest.
Nobody
Ryan
should take the
Seacrest.
show.
What's my man? Slater, AC Slater. He hosts everything.
Yeah.
Nah,
he might
not
do
this
it.
type of show.
Yeah, nobody should take
Nobody
the show.
should take the show. It should be dead.
Nobody should.
If
nobody
Nick don't do
should.
the show, it should be a dead show.
I'm surprised they'll probably go after Lil Duval.
Now we got some people on the check-in. We got CJ on the check-in. He said, now before we even get to, CJ's like, does the hood really have anyone's back?
No.
True. Syph on the check-in talking about there were a lot of guns. He's like 3 years for, you know what I mean? He was on some Rambo-ish. Yes, he was. He had 69 people, CJ, back saying didn't have his back, so why have theirs? Whatever the game, however they play, they will have a new host next week. Yes, the show was bigger than Nick. Nick was probably the weakest one, but it was Nick's
You know why
vision.
this? You know,
it was Nick's
you know why?
producing.
You know why they could do something like that? Because we'll support the show when
We
we're
will.
not supposed to,
We
like
will.
idiots.
We will.
That's the problem. A new host, we shouldn't watch the show.
We got Keisha saying, listen, at the end of the day, everybody will make the decision that is best for them, whether apologizing or snitching. Can't say what you would do unless faced with the same situation. Absolutely. So we try not to put ourselves in that situation, but that was not Nick's case to bring that back. It was not. But now you're in it. Sometimes you have to do damage control. Now, as far as us being mad, because right now we are in outrage just as people. We are very sensitive and rightfully so. But you sometimes have to make sound decisions when you are staffing others, when you have them in mind. Just like when we go to job, we want to curse our bosses out sometimes. And you're like, yo, man, I got these young ones I got to take care of. When you want to slap a client, and maybe some of y'all out there, you might want to do certain things. But is it worth it?
I understand why he apologized. I'm just saying, it just shows me that the fight, the battle is like a losing.
Tough. It's like a losing one.
It's losing because people value their money more than they value their morals.
Do you
That's
think
the
he
bottom
valued his
line.
money more than
Yes,
morals?
Yes, that's what we're talking
That's
about.
why I read
No,
that. That's
but
why I
that's
read
all
that.
we're talking
Come on,
about
come
is
on.
keeping his
That's
bread.
why I read that scripture.
That's all we're
But
talking
now-
about
now,
is keeping
back to the
money.
scripture.
The whole subject been about keeping his
Now,
money.
is it
We
his?
ain't talked about nothing else but keeping his money.
Now,
That's all we've been talking
how
about.
much is the money worth? Is the money worth still employing people?
See, we go.
Is his personal issue about it worth more than funding in housing in employing these people? Is what he said worth more than that? Because I don't think it was a selfish statement. That's just me. What's more important?
Nick didn't have to
Me employing
apologize,
all
and
these
people would still. I don't like
What's
you
the
said.
long game?
They could have fired him, like you said. They probably would have still kept the show on.
But he didn't apologize for that network. That's what I want to make clear. He didn't apologize for Viacom. Viacom is who fired him. He apologized for Fox with the show, so have damage control so they can move on and just get this out the way. He didn't apologize
So he
for Viacom.
apologized for not firing him.
That's a good point, D. Because maybe they felt, we have to follow suit, gang, media, gang. But, just put this out here.
But this Masked Singer is
Yeah,
hot.
just put this out here. We still like you. And know what? They're gonna watch us even
Hey,
more
Nick,
because you're
you
a
wanna
trending
bring back
topic.
and live in color.
Like me, I totally understand why he apologized.
You make
I
it
do
good.
understand why he apologized.
Yeah,
but it's a bad look.
So he didn't. But this is what I'm gonna say because I think we get it confused. He did not
bad
apologize
look, bro. It's a
to
bad look, bro.
Viacom.
No, we know that. He has
bad
not.
Barry didn't know. That's why I
No,
thought.
no,
so he-
to me, it doesn't really matter who
It doesn't matter who he apologized
no,
for?
it's still a bad look, no matter how you go with it. I understand what he had to
Yeah.
do.
No doubt.
I get it, but bruh, you should you've been on TV too long to speak recklessly. So in my opinion, you said exactly what you thought about what you was going to say.
He coulda
before
edited.
you said it.
He could have edited
They
as well.
did. They did.
So when you backpedal after you had something you could have thought about, bro, I can't respect you for that. I can't do it because you had time
But you
to
know-
think about what you said before you said it. And you got a lot of people sitting here thinking and looking at you as a person of interest and saying, you know what, we look up to Nick Cannon.
Yo, but fuck that.
Come on, bro. Like, I mean,
You know why? Listen to this though, right? I don't care if Nick Cannon said it. I don't care if Barney said it. Like at the end of the day, that piques somebody's interest. Where I'm not looking at the vessel. I'm looking at the message.
right.
Stop looking at the messenger. We gotta stop looking at the messenger. We look at the messenger way too much. Look at the message, because at the end of the day, that's going to just spread more.
No doubt.
People are looking into stuff like that.
I understand you said too on that with TJ, but at
So
the
he-
same time, we do have to look at the message a little bit because he has the platform. Like if I'm standing on the corner front and third, nobody's gonna give a damn what the hell I'm saying because it's me. They looking at guy, you made it, Nick. You made it, and you talking like that. Oh, word.
Now
It means something.
It does. It does. Now, I'm looking at a comment from
It's crazy.
CJ.
Kendrick
CJ
did it.
says Kevin Hart apologized for his comments.
Okay, I mean, I don't think we.
Kevin Hart did nothing nowhere. Well, he wilded out, but wilded out.
I don't think.
Pun intended.
I
Big
don't
pun.
think we really had the same. We don't.
It's
look
not.
at
It's not the
Kevin.
same. It's not the same
No.
thing though.
No, I don't.
He wilded out though. But
Are we too sensitive?
About what?
Are we too sensitive about needing an apology? Are we too sensitive? Is
You
our pride in the way?
my problem is I just always feel like we always apologize.
I feel you, big.
man.
I feel you, big.
That's just my thing. We the kind. We got some great hearts, man. People do dirty to us. We quick to forgive.
So Jewish people
we-
have gotten their reparations
We
from
forgive so
Holocaust
fast. We
and all types
it's
of
crazy
things that
to me.
happen to
I don't know.
them. So they got a lot of handouts. They got a lot of things given to them that the black people weren't. I mean,
and it didn't even.
we went from being slaves to once slavery was over, they just made us the lowest waged workers in the country. So they've been setting up this power struggle since 1865, bro. So if we're in 2020 and we're still not there, it's gonna take another however so many years to get on that same page, unless we start now.
This
So
is
we
not
gotta
for us.
support each other. We shouldn't expect nothing from nobody.
Thank you.
And we got to just put what we got together and make it happen. So the right people got to come forward and do that. But some of them I don't see stepping forward. I mean, Oprah Winfrey got her own network, but has she reached out to Nick Cannon and said, come on, Nick,
Oprah
let me
Winfrey was
get
running with
something?
Harvey Weinstein, man. Oprah
Exactly.
Winfrey.
See, I got my
Right.
opinions about Oprah, so I don't bring her up too much.
Yeah, I have
I'm
my
with you.
opinions as well.
But, Puffy, what's he going to do? Come to revolt? Yeah. Is he saying that to really work on a bigger plan or just to try to get that crowd from Wildin' Out and Nick to come over and make a big show on there?
At least he'll still have the platform and still be able
He's
to go.
always gonna
but
have
will
a
it will it
platform.
be the same quality?
That's been his platform for the past 20 years.
Will it
like
will
my
it be
man
the
said in
same
chat.
quality?
I think it can be.
Might be. It can be.
I think it can be, or it'll get there. That's what I'm saying. We have to start. So we have to be willing to break the. What do you say? Cut the umbilical cord.
Now,
We have to cut that damn thing, man.
will we? I got the general in the belt. Your mic is on?
Just hit 8. Just unmute 8.
It sounds like it
No,
is.
it's on.
1 2 1
Yep,
2.
you on, General. We got the General in the building.
That's how
I
you
can
know
see,
he a DJ. He just
yes,
said 1
yes.
2.
And I see you ready to chime in. General, let it
Old
out. I
school
see you itching
DJ
over there.
too.
I see you itching over there, General. What's going on?
Here's the whole thing, right? So, yeah, I'm a little bit bothered about our own people that's like mad because he apologized, right? And I gotta say it like this, just from me I've been on the Viacom set, I've been on Sony set, I've been on CBS set, I've been on NBC set. I talked to a lot of people, Zex and whatever. Here's the thing, right? So we mad that Nick apologized, but at the same time, and I pulled a list up while y'all was talking, of black-owned billionaire companies, right, that can support the Nick Cannons and everybody that feel as though they need to speak their damn truth, right? So everybody that feel as though they need to speak the truth about the original man and this and that, whatever. We should be able to say what we want to say, right? Correct?
Yes.
All right? But Nick put himself in a position, bruh, where he's working for the people that control the narrative. Right? He put himself in that position.
Yes, he did.
So because he put himself in that position,
Call it a hold.
yeah, you go hold
Call,
it.
call it a 410. Hold on 1 second. Wait till we get through this. Hold on 1
because
second.
Yeah.
Because he put himself in that position, all right, it's not that black-owned dollars and all our support and rally behind Nick because he needs us right now. Because the people that control the narrative shut him down.
Right.
So
Shut him down.
he needs us right now. So until we are willing to do that, yo, you not in this man's shoes. And companies and sponsors and advertisers is going to support him. All right, so the only way he can survive if he had black businesses to support him.
I think it's possible.
It's possible, but he has to put that in place first.
Right.
And in order to put that in place first, he can't maneuver without
Hello?
no dollars coming in.
Caller, we still got you.
And go ahead. Go ahead. I just wanted to say that and get that out there. Go ahead, caller.
Thank you, General. Caller, what's your name? Where we calling from?
I'm sorry, Jay.
Nah, it's cool. Thank
no,
you.
it's all good.
Who do we have calling?
Jelani.
Say who?
Jay, what's up, Fat Lace?
What's up? Who we got online?
Jelani.
Oh, what's
Jelani.
going on? How you doing, fam?
Yeah, I'm looking at you on your Instagram right now.
Uh-huh.
What's going on, fellas?
Cool.
I just want to speak on it a little bit.
Okay.
Because the last person just hit the nail on the coffin. When you're dealing with what we're talking about really is idea misappropriation, right? The question is really not being brought to the masses is why Viacom is keeping his product,
Now, this whole idea of misappropriation has been going on for centuries. I mean, it goes into our patents, how we deal with our music, and particularly TV shows and things of that nature. Now, you look at to see what happened to the Wayans brothers when they had Scary Movie, and then they did the first couple, and then they stole that and took that from them. I can go even further back about Eric Marty. We all love the Jeffersons. We all love Good Times. We all love Cooley High and What's Happening. The thing is, we all believe that Norman Lear created those shows when he didn't. Eric Marty did. And that takes away from us as a community and what we believe in. And that's not even the worst case. The worst case is Sophia Stewart. None of us, a little bit, a small percentage of us understand who Sophia Stewart is. Sophia Stewart created The Matrix and The Terminator. That was stolen. And that's clear as day because you went to her website, and if we just dug a little deeper and looked at her website, you would see that she has Arnold Schwarzenegger on there. She has Keanu Reeves up there from The Matrix. She's blasting Warner Brothers and all of them for taking her stuff. She has court cases up there on her site. And none of us have taken the chance, because this is what it boils down to. If she has all this stuff on her site, why haven't they sued her for libel, defamation, or cease and desist? And we all know that is the way that you do things in Hollywood and in business. You go looking for people. In 18 years of her going after her credit, we're talking about credit here, because that's what it boils down to, because the credit makes everything else work out, right? But if you have a situation, right, and I'm going back to Nick Cannon's situation, because a lot of them are going hard on him, right, and talking about why you didn't do. They're going over Jews, and if anybody knows their history, they know the original Jew is black, right? He got excited about hearing some new information, and we all do. It's like a little kid. And then instead of him becoming an interviewer, he became an interviewer and an interviewee all at the same time. So instead of using the person that he had right there, who's already who he is and talking about what he's talking about, he instead tried to explain some things that when he started stumbling and going over it, you know, it came off a different. Employing there. You know what I'm saying? And yes, that's a hard decision sometimes, right? But he wasn't thinking about himself at that point. You know what I mean? He's going through a lot, trying to figure out who he is as a black man. And understand this about Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood is like saying, it's like me going down to Wall Street and saying, I'm claiming this as Black Wall Street. We don't own shit on Hollywood. So we can't call it Black Hollywood. We don't own nothing on it. The only thing we own, or the only thing that a black man owns, is Tyler Perry, and that's in Atlanta. So in order for us to come together, and it's not just about police brutality, because it's in every single sector and industry that we work in. Until we get to the point where we're standing together and saying, you know what, we want our heroes back. We want our people back. With Diddy and hooking up with Diddy on that. I don't think it's a bad idea, but honestly, I would rather see a situation where we all come. Don't believe it can happen.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, I get excited about that. I mean, there's a bigger issue going on here, and we're not paying attention to it.
You talking that talk?
And that's idea misappropriation.
His last statement is what I've been saying for the longest. We don't believe it. We don't really believe deep down inside we can do it. We can.
We don't believe you.
See, but understand, that goes deeper into post-traumatic slave syndrome and what Dr. Joy DeGruy talks about it. Right? Because we believe in the whole idea of that it's the Obama effect or the Oprah effect, that if one person made it, we all, you know, you can make it, you can do it. But what they don't explain to you is that literally the structure is set for you not to make it. So those little people get through the seams and get through the cracks. But the thing is, just like you talking about Oprah, just like you talking about all these major Hollywood stars, they can't really say anything because they ain't the owners. It's like what Chris Rock said. Oprah's rich, but she ain't wealthy.
No doubt. Like, my thing about Nick Cannon,
so
I've never been mad at Nick Cannon for apologizing. I just said that he should have been more smart about speaking up from the gate.
I think you should have edited that part.
Well,
You got to count the cost.
well, if y'all do your own research, just go down and code, because I think part of this is just us. We don't really dig. When we go through Google, we think that the Google searches are gold. We don't understand that Google searches are paid for in the first pages. You got to dig, babe. You got to go dig deep. Every person, and this is a perfect example about Sophia Stewart. About who she is not, oh my God, a black woman created that. It's, oh my God, wait, a black woman created that? Like, we can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different way and thought process that we're going about this, and we're going about it all wrong. So then when we have situations where you try to link up with your man and say, yo, I want to do this, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? What's the first thing that pops in their head? Oh, well, we don't got the equipment that white people got. You know what I'm saying? You need a Jew on your team. You need a black person. We hear this. I mean, we need a white person on your team. You hear this all the time.
Yep.
And the thing is, until we get together and get to the point where we're together in love and trust, because that's the thing. We don't trust each other enough. But the thing is, we trust these banks to put our monies in these banks so they can stand there and then make interest off of us and then make all this other money, 1,000% returns, everything else. And then we just getting a 3.2 APR that we're sitting on. So we got to learn how to trust each other. We got to learn how to not knock each other down and support each other. And the only way we can do that is we coming out of a point of love.
Yo,
Facts.
you just killed it.
I wanna
You know you
give
just
a
killed
round
it.
of applause, but I think
Yeah,
the
we got the round of applause right here,
soundboard is
B.
down.
No, the
Man,
soundboard not.
The soundboard is not on.
I'm gonna
But-
give that man
but-
a round of applause.
No, we
We heard it.
thank you.
So just like that, I mean, but just like Dr. Joy DeGruy talks about with that slave syndrome, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. It's not just black people, it's white people too. You know what I'm saying? And to understand that and to get down to the bottom of that, that means that we have programming that we don't even realize we're programmed to do. You know what I'm saying? That we need to get out of. Like, think about it. Even with the music industry, we're just talking about that. Music industry. We don't own none of that music industry, and they won't buy nothing from us unless we talk about killing and shooting. Think about that. So anytime somebody can get big is if they talk about shooting another black man. So then the next thing you know, that thing is being is being echoed and pushed out there. You know what I'm saying? To every single neighborhood. The manhood. What do you think manhood is? All that good stuff.
One, I want to say thank you for your comments because you killed it. Before we let you go, can you give us a book? Because you hit some key points talking about read. Can you give us 2 books that you think that people out here should read just to empower us at a time like this, to gain some knowledge? Just 2.
A book? 2 books? Well, one, my father is an author, and he has a book out called Screams from the Wilderness.
Okay.
And it's a book of prayers. And that's been very, very helpful to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because in this time and that we're living in, we need to get closer with God. The understanding, though, just like everything else has been whitewashed, we believe that Jesus was a white man. So we don't even want to get that far into the Bible.
Give me one more. Give me one more. Give me one more book.
Okay.
Before we get back.
Other book. I'm sorry. I
know.
The third eye.
Trust me. I wish we had you all night to rock out. Give me one more before we get back to it.
Man. Another book. You know what? I can't think of another book offhand, but I'm gonna give you.
Can you put it in the chat on the chime in on the Facebook?
Yeah. I sure will. I'll do all that good stuff.
I appreciate you so much. I truly do, and thanks for calling in because you dropped some great knowledge on us.
No, thanks for having me, fellas. JC, you my homie. You know what I'm saying?
Day.
Fat Lace, my boy.
All day.
Yo, have a good one. Yo, I'll see y'all again. I love this show too. Y'all doing a great job over there.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We'll holler at you, baby. Word up.
Oh, yeah. I saw something. My thing about Nick Cannon, which surprised me the most, it was his mental. His mental is not as strong as I thought.
Yeah.
For him to be contemplating suicide over comments, really, bro? You really didn't see the support that even after you apologized, after he apologized, people were still supporting his apology.
He's an actor. Could that be an empathy
boy.
move?
No, I don't know because that's a bad empathy.
His friend.
One of his
His friend,
friends.
yes.
But that's a bad empathy move to show that type of weakness, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
Really?
it was that. I never seen him as a
Yeah,
dude that
his boy.
a dude that looked for attention.
Yo,
That's what I'm saying. I took it seriously. I took it. That's where he really couldn't handle the criticism from both sides. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta count the
His
calls.
professional side came for him, and his heart side came for him.
I think what
So he
messed him
found-
up.
He had no ground to stand on in his mind.
I don't think he was bothered by them coming from him. It was us.
I think it,
That's
I-
what that's
it,
what
it
it
was us.
It
He
was
said that.
no. We were the one that pushed him to the brink of not wanting, but he felt like you said, he felt like he did what he had to do, and that's where he lost his support. We got to get out of that mentality
Yo,
of what we have
this
to
game
do.
right here, it
They
can
bu-
stress you. It can stress you out.
Right.
On the level of this right here, we get a million people's opinions, and you like, yo.
But it's
it
crazy
can
because
start-
Deshaun Jackson said things and nobody came for Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, here, go right here.
Oh, you got it.
No, yes, they did.
Well, they did, but not like this.
So
He a football player with a helmet.
this is Nick's
That's what I'm saying.
apology.
That's my
Nick,
point.
That's Nick's reasoning for why he.
So what Nick said I hurt an entire community and it pained me to my core. I thought it couldn't get any worse. Then I watched my own community turn on me and call me a sellout for apologizing. Good night, enjoy Earth.
Right.
Yo, man, it's like that sometimes. You can't appease everybody, not even your mama, not even your best friend, your wife, whoever. You know, it gets like that.
But you know what though, Jay? You at the same time, bro. He had to. If he's going to apologize, he should have prepped that apology for the people that were supporting him. He had to see the support.
You
that he
can't
was
appease
Nah,
getting.
but
everybody.
let's think of it.
Somebody got to
But
get
Barry,
that.
just think about it,
Get
like-
that cut off.
You can't.
But Barry, just consider this. Like this is the type of people we are. Like think about it. If Jesus was black, we the ones that killed Jesus. His own people killed him.
Right.
Like when you think about that, Nipsey's own people killed him.
That's usually how it works.
So and I mean it could be a proximity thing too. But just think about that. We do this stuff to each other.
Right.
So that pained them more than anything. You could deal.
does.
All right, I could deal with y'all not fucking with me, like the other people. But but
When you're
y'all,
on- when
you
you're on
serious?
No. I said I know why he was that way about why we was. I'm just saying if he would apologize, I think the fact that he apologized for everything that he said and basically played Professor Griff out at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That rubbed. I mean, you could apologize. It's a way, like you said. I can apologize for fighting you. I'm not sorry, but I say, hey, I'm sorry. I
Nick
mean, I
almost-
didn't mean to do it.
Nick almost
You
40.
said
He
something.
got a
Blah blah
long
blah
way
blah.
to go.
But when you just sit there and say, you know what, I ain't mean nothing I said. Oh, I only say what I said because he was sitting there.
Kendrick Lamar, the only
Yo,
one that got that message.
He didn't have
off.
to apologize in that manner. I think he could have apologized in a way where he could have still kept both people understanding why you apologized. He didn't do that.
There was,
He
to be
didn't
honest,
do
there,
that.
there was no way.
It is. I think it was a way.
I don't think there was a way
I think it's a way he could have did it.
because he would have because he would have still had to retract his statements. to the
Not
people.
all of them. Not all of them. Because
tried that by
everything he
deleting
did,
the
everything,
episode.
because he didn't say everything terrible. He started, like you said, he did say some things probably that was reckless, but the fact that he was speaking, I think he didn't have to apologize for everything. He started saying certain things that got the Jews mad. We started talking about them taking over everything. Him saying that blacks were the original Jews, I think they were okay with that.
Nah.
But, yeah, I mean, but that didn't grant an apology. When he started saying, "Oh, they're evil and they control everything," that's when he turned the corner. Just saying that Jews are original, man, you can go back to the Bible and different history books and dispute that. That's been disputed
When he
for
said the
history.
word savages.
When
So
he,
you didn't
right,
say
when he started
savages,
saying,
when he said
when he started
savages,
basically
that was-
bashing
But he
one
wasn't.
right there.
But he wasn't even saying them. He was saying them as a whole. Wasn't even talking about them specifically.
Man, they ain't hear that. You said my mom, I want to fight.
That's what I'm saying. I think certain things he said, people was okay with it, and then he did start turning. He did start making less. He started saying things that you say at home when nobody's around.
I don't think there was any way
Key
for him
point.
to say that.
Key
That's what I'm
point.
saying. It's certain things
Certain
you can
things you can
say.
say.
But
So
earlier
things you
y'all
can-
said y'all ain't seen nothing wrong with what he said.
No. I never said that.
This ain't-
I said I didn't like the way I said he could have apologized in levels. I said with certain things he should have apologized for, but he had to apologize for everything that he said. Everything he said it was not false.
Nah, it wasn't false, but how
But
much
the
is
part
truth
about
worth?
bashing them about they control everything
And
and,
the
they're
savages
savages,
and stuff
he
like
could have
that.
kept that part out.
That's the part I
But
was
the
talking
history part about it, he could have left that in. saying that we were the
He didn't
original
know the history,
Jews,
though. That's why he was
and
asking.
saying that we migrated from Egypt and all. That was, hey, bro, that's disputable by
But
looking
Dion,
up.
but
But
Dion,
you
if you-
started making personal attacks on them. That's when you went left.
Dion, if you want wage chemical warfare on the Indians, and you burn down Black Wall Street, and you enslave people and kill them and rape them, what do you call that?
I called it. You better have that conversation outside. My fault,
Was
D.
that
I know
all-
that was
that
you.
all the Jewish people though?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying because he was talking about the Caucasians as in general. That's what he was
Yeah.
saying.
Oh, that's totally different. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think,
that's what the
'cause
conversation
that
was.
part of it, I don't think you can relate to Jewish people. That was
Yeah.
those colonial British Americans, French, and
But
stuff
but
like
that's
that,
what he was talking
Spaniards.
about. That's what he was
Those
talking
were the
about.
conquerors of America.
That-
Like,
that's
the
actually
Jewish
what he was
plight
saying.
Is way different.
But that's what he was saying. But people took that and they made it on one thing
All
about
on
centered
them.
on that. It wasn't
Yeah,
about them.
no.
It was about that as a whole.
So, like I said earlier, Griff got him worked up. He started crossing his thoughts and messages.
Nick Cannon know exactly what he talking about.
He did, but Griff got him souped up a little.
I got.
bit.
I'm the one. I want real quick. I want to say something Norm said. And,
You don't-
and-
you don't-
and-
But
and
before-
he was 100% correct what Norm said about
Are we over?
about.
Nah,
Nick-
not yet. But I want to get to the people
Oh,
on
go
the
ahead,
check-in.
go ahead.
Before we get to that, hold that thought. We're gonna close out with that, B. I'm gonna give a shout out to some of the people on the check-in because y'all been having some great comments. He says, going to Samai, $500,000 what up? He says, I think we have been taught that apologizing is perceived as being weak, but perception ain't equal to this man's resources, and those resources are real. I'm gonna respect you. What up, my boy Bomb on the check-in? His obligation is holding down what he built by any means necessary. He did build that. CJ is saying sometimes it's our history. Apologize to whites. Held the judge and brother hug and apologized to Amber Geiger. Fahim, what up? He said Nick Cannon caught a raw deal. Absolutely. Bill Blast is saying every time y'all put Nick Cannon pick up the sound, I did not know the sound was
The
going
sound
out.
goes out.
Shit. I apologize for that. I did not know that. Black people apologize way too much. For example, Mr. Cooper, the guy's hugging his brother, murdered in court.
Thank you.
Shout out to the Merv. He said the show is the show. He can move it anywhere, like Howard Stern did with Sirius Radio. Let's see what's gonna happen. Jelani, definitely shout out to my boy Jelani. I didn't even know that was you at first until later. As soon as we hung up, I'm like, yo, that's my boy Jelani. Oh man, I can't wait till y'all podcast drop. I'm gonna have you and Mod up in here, baby. Word up. Howard's finest, Baltimore's finest. Let's be clear. The same thing that happened with LeBron, Jordan, all got money, but on a short leash. Yes, we do. What else we got? Y'all are going in on the chat line. We not even gonna read. Shaheed, what up? CJ, what up? Merv, what up? Keisha, what up? All y'all been going in. We gonna repost this. We're gonna have a watch party again, probably tomorrow, even if tonight. Y'all been going in. Cynthia, shout out to my cousin Cynthia, or putting down black women in our music. It's been a lot going on. But the main thing is, we do not own the media. We don't own the media. We don't own Hollywood. To what degree are you gonna play the game?
The brother in the jersey don't wear that. You don't own that jersey.
You don't own that jersey. You don't. To what degree are we gonna play the game?
You don't even know the name on your back.
So yeah, man.
That's not our name.
So yeah, Barry, you want to close out with a remark?
Yeah.
Talking about
Way back.
Yeah, real quick. Norm said something that I thought it made a whole lot of sense. Like I said, he's saying it's correct. Nick put himself in that situation. By saying that is that why the hell you got a podcast like that on the on the platforms that you have on television? It didn't match. You got a platform, Nick, the Cannon class.
But his
It
podcast
totally
be decent.
it totally contradicts everything that you stand for on television, bro.
Not
You're Nickelodeon, dude.
Not every comment's like that though.
But most to me, it's like if you on there wearing a turban every time you're on there wearing a turban, and everybody looking at you as Nick Cannon's on here spitting knowledge, Nick's Cannon class. So you got guys on the show like Professor Griff, and so you mean to tell me anybody you have on the show, you got a political, you can't have a political show, and you got Wild 'N Out and American Got Talent and Matt Singer. You cannot be political,
You think
bro.
that's a political show?
But one thing,
No,
it's not a political show.
It can be.
It can be. But one thing Jelani
that
said,
alone.
Jelani
Well,
was
you have
saying,
guests like that,
he turned
that's
in.
not his goal, though.
I think it was
Why do you
Jelani.
have guests like that and you know what I'm saying? You put yourself in that position.
But Jelani on the check-in, he said he turned himself from being the interviewer to now he's an interviewee. Now he chimed in a little bit too much.
That's why I said he let Griff get the best of him.
He did. You're right, D.
interview-wise.
Matter of fact, Griff wasn't even saying much.
But
If
it
you
don't
go back
matter,
and
though.
look at it,
You say a few things.
You say a
and
few
feel
things.
one
so
way.
Griff made you say who you really were. He made you be yourself.
First of all, you don't bring Professor Griff on the show and not know what his brother.
That's my point.
So that's what I'm saying.
Public
That's
enemy
what I'm
number
saying. What Norm said. Why would you even step into a situation
Because
like that?
he believed it. That's why I'm not.
Thank you.
But I don't think he thought he was going to get caught up.
Oh man,
Listen.
Maybe he thought he was invincible.
We all know. Okay, so it's past time. Nobody got to shut down because we own this.
Talk that talk, General.
But
Black hole.
but real talk, it's like if I'm gonna say something about a nationality or race on BKS or whatever like that, you best believe I'm saying it because I don't care about people have a problem with my truth. Right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like with Nick Cannon, my whole thing is the book The Art of War, right? You got to strategically handle certain things a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And strategically, it's not smart to speak against your boss.
Right.
Just strategically. First of all,
Never outshine the master.
First of all, I don't know what y'all do for a living or who y'all work for or whatever the case may be. But if you work for somebody else, you know you can't go into work talking about your boss. You can't go into work talking about your boss, and you can't go into work talking about your boss. No matter how you may personally feel. So my thing is, if my goal is to strategically eventually move away from my boss, I'm not going to let him know every move I'm making. I'm not going to let him know every piece of knowledge that I know, even though I feel it and I believe it in my heart, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? What he did, he threw jewels out there. He threw jewels out there, you know, because again, Griff got him amped up, and I know Griff, and I met Griff and all of that, and I know why Chuck fired him and got rid of him from Public Enemy and all of that, whatever. So he got amped up, he got caught up into that. Was like, yeah, and such, and yeah, and they savages and they animals and they less than and this and that, whatever. Oh.
Yeah.
Cut.
Oh,
That's
cut.
when he went too far.
Oh,
Cut.
hold up.
I wonder if
He
Griff was
shouldn't have-
kicking Nick under the table. Like, Nick,
I'm not saying he went too far, because I'm just saying he shouldn't have said it. Because, bro, your platform, you got to understand.
If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. Trust me.
He did
Y'all
believe
probably
that.
work for some people that believe that African Americans ain't shit. I don't know who y'all work for. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying y'all probably do, or whatever. You go in and you see your white supervisor, your white boss, whatever like that. They probably really don't like you or whatever, but they need a job done, and they're not going to tell you to your face that I don't like you or your people or whatever like that. Everybody's just here to handle a certain lane, and what we have to realize is we have to start positioning ourselves to be able to control our own situation. And that's what Nick didn't do, because he's controlled. Again, he's controlled by the people that own the narrative of how everything goes and how everything should work in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Set yourself up first, because we all got a truth. You got a truth, you got a truth, you got a truth, you got a truth of what you feel is the truth. But set yourself up first, so if you do speak your truth, nobody can shut you down.
General, before we close it out, I got a quick question for you. Because he had borrowed some money from Mariah, or was she still going to be like that bitter ex-wife? Or was she going to be down with the cause? Which one?
But see, that's
Mariah's a Christmas chick now. That's all she got.
So
going
she
for her
that's
now.
it.
She wasn't going to hold him down?
No, that's it. We
No
we
black
ready,
power?
We ready to attack. We ready to attack our own. And I see this with memes and posts, and everybody's ready to go in on somebody, whatever, without thinking the consequences in things and situations that they're dealing with. So my thing is, if we want Nick Cannon to speak our truth, we got to be willing to say we're going to support him, like the caller said. We're going to support him. We're going to take our business dollars that we have, or what our personal money that we have, and we're going to rally behind this brother or whatever like that. And are most of us willing and ready to do that? All of us ain't. All of us got a good thug game on social media. You know, we thumb thugs on social media and real talk, because everybody talk that good game or whatever. Nah, he should have. Nah, he a sellout. Yo, he a coon. I saw so many coon Nick Cannon memes. It was crazy. I'm like, he a coon because of what?
I don't think he a coon.
I wouldn't say that.
Because of what?
I don't think he a coon. Like I said, I totally understand what he did. I get it. I just said, like, bro, you got to be more. Your initial, you got to be more smart from the beginning. Like, you got a lot of people that was ready to ride with you, and you ever watched that Forrest Gump? You ever seen Forrest Gump?
That's my movie.
When he was running,
everybody's running. They don't know what the fuck they running for, right?
Yo,
but they running because he believes in what he's doing.
They
Great analogy.
Sponsors start coming in.
They running.
Hey, niggas like, oh, you wearing Nike? Nike start paying him. He's running with Nikes on, so Nike start paying him. T-shirt, whatever. People start following this guy. Then he stops.
I'm looking at.
And they like, well, what the fuck you stopping for?
Yeah, we was with
we
you.
We was with you
for the cause.
He said,
but then again,
I just feel like stopping.
Because they thought it was a cause.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about Nick Cannon. Everybody was like, oh, you willing to give it all up, Nick? We riding with you now. You willing? You put yourself on the cross. I'm gonna use that now. You put yourself on the cross for us. We got you, and then now you climb down the cross. Oh shit!
Before
we standing here with egg in our face.
Because you know what? Because
you know what I mean. And that's the reaction. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at Nick. I'm just saying you gotta understand why. There was a lot of people that was willing to go all the way.
Nick set up them scheduled bank payments and got fired from Viacom, and he had scheduled bank payments to pay the mortgage and to pay this and to pay that, and was like, oh,
I hear you.
My main source got cut off.
I hear you, and I can't even imagine. I can't fathom that type of money because it's not even my atmosphere. But I'm just saying, I get it. But
General, I know we got to head out, but this is your
My
station.
bad.
I gotta. Yo, I'm just looking at the general. Yo, I know when the fellas got to go. It looks like the general wanted to say, before I go, I want to talk about how he want to vote for Kanye. I don't know. Did he say that? Maybe he did. So. Maybe we don't have the time for that. We didn't even get to Kanye. But know what? Thank you for all the callers.
Tune in next week on the Kanye
Next week
issue.
we going to get in on Kanye. And we're going to go in, and you know he's going to give us some more to go with.
No, right now he's wilding.
Oh, so we're going to even build
maybe the entanglement for entertainment.
Yeah, we're going to build up some more. Because the way we going, yo, shout out to everybody on the check-in, man. Shout out to everybody who's getting busy. Hold us down. Shy, Keisha, Bill Blast, CJ. Everybody for checking in. Please share. Thanks for supporting us every week. Shout out to all my barbers, shout out to all my stylists, and shout out to everybody out there making the change, man. We are Beards and Baldheads. See y'all next Monday.
Don't trust him.